I loved Power Glove.
Come with me if you want to live.
I loved Power Glove.
No time for time travel.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the No Time for Time Travel podcast. This is going to be the last episode of the year, and joining me all the way from around the corner is Quack.
Hello there.
Yes, not literally around the corner, but you're around some corner. You're always around some corner.
Lurking.
Yeah. But before we get started, this episode's going to be end of the year, 2023, Game Awards stuff, blah, blah, blah. But before we get into all that jazz, how you been doing?
Good. I recently got into watching Gotham. There's a random YouTube clips of like young Bruce Wayne. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'll check that out because it looks interesting. And then,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, wait. You said random YouTube clips, right?
yeah,
Did you see the one where he was trying to get into a club?
no, not yet.
Okay. Now, I thought that would be the one because that is like one of the most badass clips that were out there for that show.
Yeah.
My favorite moments from that show. But yeah.
So it's season 2, I guess potential spoilers for like listeners. It's season 2 is when like he actually start doing stuff because season 1 he's very scarce. It's just feels like setting it's like world building. It's like, oh, you see what Gotham is like, and then you see like sprinkles of Bruce Wayne here and there. And that's
Yeah. So, I watched the show when it was coming out, and it was really weird to me because like when the show started, it didn't feel like the show was going for, because it came out after Smallville's been already a thing. So I think they're trying to like avoid themselves from like treading the same kind of stuff with focusing on the young Bruce. So with, like, I think because they try to distance themselves from Smallville, I think the first season they focused on like Gotham as the city and maybe focusing on Jim. So it felt weird. Like I'll be honest, the first season I really didn't like. And the first season felt like, I think you already talked about this before, but a generic like crime show that just happens to be in a city named Gotham. So yeah, I think after the first season, they took the feedback, and then season 2 was when it was like, oh, okay, this is a young Batman kind of show now. So it was like season 2 that really like started it, because season 1 was fully just like what you said, world building, full origin, like the basis level of characters coming out in season 1. Like you don't even like I told you this before too, like Oswald Cobblepot, like you see him in the first season and it's like, this isn't the Penguin I know, but the show takes him on a full journey. He's actually, I think, one of the best characters on the show. And you see him descend into that madness of the Penguin. So it's really cool. Like I really like the way they built all their villains in the show. Not all. Some characters I didn't care for. Like I'll just tell you now, Bane I didn't care for, but everyone else was pretty good.
yeah. I think so far like the thing about the show is kind of like it's just like a crime show with weird villains, I guess, or weird crimes and villains or murders, that sort of thing. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then if you take away all the incident of like the characters like Bruce Wayne or anything like that, it doesn't really add much to it. It doesn't really that's why it feels so generic. It just feels like if you took away like Bruce or like all like the villain name and just turn into like kid that this, it would still feel like the same and it wouldn't add to anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I totally agree. I think it's like when you start season 2 or towards the end of season 1, you kind of start seeing the hints of like, oh, this is a Gotham Bruce Wayne, like, story. I also really, really like how they portrayed Alfred in the show too. You kind of see Alfred less of a servant and more of a guardian. So it's really cool. Like I really like the development of Bruce, like because you'll see later, but a lot of his development is tied to also how he's raised by Alfred. So
I thought I start seeing that in some of the episodes. It's just more like you wish there'd be more of that, but it's like you said, it's probably like the later seasons.
Yeah.
Right now it's just it just feels really, really slow. And I think that you said that this is like slightly after Smallville, right?
I think it was still while Smallville was going. I can't remember, but it was like
Okay.
the same
Well,
era, almost around the same era, or maybe like right after. So I think they were trying to avoid initially just like, oh, this is just another Smallville, but now it's Gotham. So,
yeah. I think just because like it was within the era, there's like so many episodes for the first season that feels so long. And
oh yeah.
nowadays it's just like 12-ish season, a 12-ish episode or less,
hmm
you know? And so I'm like, all right, that's the end of the season. It told the story fully and just add a lot of stuff. That's great. But then this like, since like in like I guess like an older era of like
Mhm.
shows and TVs, just a lot. So as I'm
It's
watching
like-
it, I'm like, my God,
It's like
please
20
just-
something, right?
yeah. I
like-
watched it, I was like, oh my God, only halfway through. Please just plow through it.
Yeah. It's like 20 something in one season.
Yeah, it's let's see how many episodes to check.
But yeah,
Or- Wait, 2.
yeah, 22. It's usually 22 to 24.
Yeah.
It's I think it's worth it because it does develop better later. Did you already meet the Selena Kyle character?
Yes. She's
Okay.
introduced in the beginning though.
Okay, I don't remember, but
Yeah.
I don't know. People like her. I was never really fond of that character. So
That's supposed to be the Catwoman.
yeah, that is supposed to be
yeah.
Catwoman.
That's what I figured. But I mean, I don't know. I have mixed feelings. It doesn't really develop too much about her yet. So that's why I'm like, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, her character goes through some development, and I know you were also talking about Barbara Keene. Yeah, her character goes through an insane amount of craziness that will happen later.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
she's just a vanilla person right now, but it's like, oh my gosh, like the crazy stuff that happens. So have fun with that.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's cool. It's just like some of the episodes just felt like fillers. Just to,
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh God, if I take
Um,
this out, I don't really, doesn't add much to it.
wait, let me see. What episode are you on right now?
I just started the episode for the Scarecrow. So I guess like the introduction of Dr. Crow.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Yeah.
Jonathan Crane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, and at that time, Fish really just got abducted on a ship, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like episodes like the early ones were really weird, filler-ish. Like I don't understand why they did what they did. Like for example, the did you see the Balloon Man one yet? Like
Yeah, I did.
yeah, like what the heck was that? Like it was just like out of like they spent a whole episode of like trying to catch some random criminal vigilante Balloon Man.
I mean, I think the purpose of that is just to show like the rise of vigilante.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, that after that episode, it just felt there wasn't any more incident or something like that.
Mhm.
So it just felt like very weird because it's just like a weird lull. You know, like normally like when you do something like that, you expect it to kind of like a foreshadowing of what's to come. But this is like, oh man, what's it coming? It's like,
Yeah.
I hope it's not like at the end of the episode or end of the season when it's like really long foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like maybe Balloon Man was some, Balloon Man's probably just like, oh hey, this is what you could be, Bruce, but minus the killing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's essentially how I took it. It's just like vigilante, like people taking or civilian taking things into their own hand and taking matters into their own hand.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's cool concept. Just there's a lot of stuff in between afterwards that didn't take advantage of what it was trying to push. The agenda was trying to push.
Yeah, I think the show it gets better. Some people do think that the ending was a little bit of a disappointment. I think it's fine. I think it's like because it is a solid finale. Like it feels like it was earned, but I don't know. That's my opinion. I like the ending. I didn't love it, but I liked it enough. So
And 5 seasons, so we'll see how far we get.
I mean, the last episode is the ending to the show, but like I don't feel like it really. It's more of like the last season felt like it was worth it because the last season was when kind of like all the characters have kind of like almost become the characters that you know of, right? So in that moment, it's kind of like, oh, the show was worth it to hit to at least that final season. Whereas the last episode, it's fine, it's good, it's not the best, but it's good. So
What's your thought of Jim Gordon so far? or like
Um,
in the first season, I guess.
she's just a you know, I think it's good because in the first season, like in hindsight, right? The first season showed that Jim is such a straight edge cop
Mm.
that anything's the right way, like that's it. There's no other way, no gray zone. And the more the show progresses, you kind of see that he has to figure out how to operate in Gotham in a certain way that doesn't screw his moral compass, but he can no longer think, just like black and white. Yeah. So it was cool development to kind of see that too. So yeah, it's interesting. Like there's a I really like that they brought Bullock to life. Really good. Bullock, like Jim's partner.
Mhm.
You remember him from the cartoon?
He's the square one, right? The square guy that works under him.
He's the guy with the hat,
They all wear
the
hats.
partner.
I know what you're talking about. I don't see it. Let's try. I have a vision of what he looks like, but I just need to confirm that's him.
Oh,
He's like the
yeah, Harvey Bullock. Because in the cartoon, he was like a really fun character. Like he's like that no nonsense kind of like he looks like a corrupt cop, but he's not really. He's just more of like a straight
Shaded.
shooter, like say it as it goes kind of cop. He's always in a trench coat. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I know who you're talking about. I have an idea of who you're talking about. Like that's who I thought of in the beginning, just to make sure. But I didn't remember him too much from the cartoon. But they all wear like trench coats.
Oh, he was he was a big part in the cartoon too.
He was like he wasn't like the partner in the cartoon though. He was just
No, because by that time, Gordon was already commissioner, so he was like,
exactly.
yeah.
Why is my connection so long? Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, enjoy Gotham. I really like that show. I fell off a little bit of later seasons, but I got back into it because it was pretty interesting, pretty fun. Yeah.
how about you, Tori? How are things on your end?
I already told you. I guess listeners don't know, but I got COVID this year, and I'm kind of recovered now. I tested negative this morning, but I tested positive 3 days ago. I got the symptoms, and I tested again 2 days ago, still positive, and today is negative. So that was a pretty quick turnaround. So yeah, I'm surprised how fast that was. I did take meds though. They did put me on the Paxlovid med. So yeah, but that's fine. I mean, now my wife is sick, so it's kind of tough because the kids, right? So don't want the young one to get sick.
Yeah, is she young enough to have old enough to have the to be vaccinated?
Nope, she is not. That's why it's scary because she's 5 months and I think the vaccine was 6 months and up. I can't remember.
Oh God, okay.
Something like that. So if she gets, I mean, still the whole thing is like most cases are mild, but if it does get severe, then it's scary because we got to bring her to the hospital.
Yeah. I hope it was cool.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. Mention if I loaded. Yes, it is Harvey Bullock. Yes, it is. It is who I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it made sense. Yeah. The character is portrayed very well.
Yeah, right. Because even before seeing the show, just seeing a picture of the guy, I was like, oh my God, is that Harvey Bullock? And then and when I looked, I'm like, oh, it is. They actually, not only that, but the casting is like perfect. The guy acts just like him.
Yeah.
So yeah, thought that was cool. Yeah, I didn't like the character of Fish Mooney, the one played by Jada Pinkett Smith.
Okay.
I don't know. It was just like she didn't fit with everything else surrounding her, like the character. Like I don't know. There was something like the tone was just different with that specific character compared to everything happening around her.
Mm-hmm.
So it just didn't feel right. In the first season. Later, they did some crazy, wacky, just crazy stuff later. That made it better when they've actually started embracing the wackiness of Gotham. So yeah.
I don't remember her in the
No, I think she's a original character for the show, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Let me check. Fish Mooney. Fish Mooney is a mob boss. It looks like created for the show. Created for the show Gotham. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I tend to not like original characters for some reason. I guess it's because whenever they're created, there's already that barrier of this is an original character. What are they doing in this world? And then the second thing is you got so many other characters. Why don't you pull them? And the third thing is you didn't even write this character well to integrate to the world. So it's I don't know. There's just so many. This is why I hate Cole Young in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think like original character works well when you're doing like original stories rather than just implementing into like a already established IP and the origin story of that. So it's like it's really hard because there's so much stuff built around that people who are like fans of like the IP already likes, So it's just like, okay, what how come they change it to make it like this? Who's this random person that changes their whole life?
I know. I mean, if you
Yeah.
make like a live action Dragon Ball Z and then you just add a random character that Goku has to train called, I don't know, Geralt. It's like, it's like, what the heck is this? I don't care about this Geralt person in this Dragon Ball Z universe.
Yeah. It's like movie magic, It's like, oh, it's random person just to move the plot along. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that felt unnecessary. There's already a plot that's written up for you. Just follow it.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is why I have so much issues of Ko Young. I mean,
Yeah.
I can go on and on about Ko Young, but I won't. I think I already did before.
You did before.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, sometimes, because the only time I see like original characters is more when they're treated as generic and it's not the people that are the main focus, but the scenario or the world around them that's built, So like, or that's like the focus. So I haven't watched the anime fully myself, but there's an anime called Gantz, Gantz, and Netflix made an adaptation about it. It's like 3D animated, where like I watched it and it just focused on. You can think of it as what's this show? Alice in Borderlands, where they have those games that those essentially has death games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the people are just built, or are just like inserted into the world. And you follow one or two main characters that's around, but the main focus is really just the monsters and creatures in the games, really. And then the characters just happen to be the focus, and they have like some sort of history, but it's not as important. So I think that's when like original character works. You have some sort of background, but they're pretty generic, and the focus is on like the scenario around them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Because like actually that's how Sonic the Hedgehog was the live action movie. That's how it kind of worked because they had original human characters. But the stuff was kind of like stuff's happening to Sonic and Robotnik.
Yeah.
And then the original human characters are kind of just there as true observers. They were part of the story, but they were not the primary story.
Yeah.
So I think that worked well because like I didn't mind I actually liked the original human characters and the way that they interacted with Sonic. Yeah. Yeah. I guess sometimes it works if the audience surrogate is not like the main character, but more like a true surrogate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like another example the opposite way, right? I personally hated all the Resident Evil movies because who the hell is Alice? Right? Yeah. Alice is a brand new like original character only for the movie series, right?
Yeah.
So as good as the movies are, every time like I watched one, I'm just like, I don't care about Alice. Care about all the other characters. But the plot is always revolving around Alice. So yeah. Yeah.
Man.
I don't know.
But so I guess like with you being sick and whatnot, you're finally better now, right? Or did it?
Yeah, I'm better. I'm feeling normal again. Obviously I'm still masking up and quarantining, but
Yeah.
I'm feeling normal. So I'm feeling. I mean, I'm able to work again, so it's fine.
Honestly, you're functional again.
Yeah. Since like, I mean, yesterday I was still off, but I was able to. I was already taking calls yesterday from the issues that needed help, even though I wasn't working. So it's fine. I hope the Department of Human like Labor and stuff are not listening. Yeah.
Wait, were you sick during the Games Award?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
No.
I thought you were for some reason, and that's part of why you watched because you were bored and sick.
No. Why was I watching it? I guess for the listeners, we're kind of slowly veering into the main topic, which is the Game Awards. But I think I was just watching it because it was just something to watch because I guess all week was just Christmas music, and then Thursday I knew that the Game Awards were on, so I just turned it on and left it there. Yeah, and it was not a good idea because they didn't really like give you warnings about like the rated R games and stuff like that. And Elise was there eating, and then like I mean they didn't show blood or anything, but they did show violence. I mean I guess there were streaks of red, and you'd see a big mech robot, and then Elise would just like point to the screen and says, "Scary, scary." So I'm like, "Oh, don't watch it then. Don't watch it." And then she's like, "Scary? Why, Daddy? Watch scary." Oh yeah. So I just sat her on the opposite side, so she was looking away at the TV. So, yeah. But yeah. Did you watch any of the Game Awards?
No, not at all. I think like I knew, I guess like I had a feeling what's going on, but then like I was just really extremely busy working at the same time, so I just working.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And then
okay.
like my friend just told me like, oh, some of the games that were happening, but I didn't really click on a lot of the stuff.
I see.
But yeah, I heard, I saw like a lot of, I guess news about it
Mm-hmm.
on like my LinkedIn stuff saying like, oh, blah, blah, nominated for this award, blah, blah, oh, for this award. And then I was like, oh, I guess it's on something, but I didn't know it was exactly like that time that mentioned.
Yeah.
But I tend to skip a lot of awards just because like I don't really like sitting around for awards. It's just a lot of trailer stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
And I
yeah. I
kind of
mean,
stop.
we can go through some of the announcements, and that's what we'll do. I'll just quickly list out all the award winners, so that at least the listeners know who they are, and then we'll talk about it in a bit. So Game of the Year was Baldur's Gate 3. Best Game Direction was Alan Wake 2. Best Narrative was Alan Wake 2. Best Art was Alan Wake 2. Best Score was Final Fantasy 16. Best Audio was Hi-Fi Rush. Best Performance was Neo Newborn in Baldur's Gate 3. Best Games for Impact is Chia. Best Independent Game is Sea of Stars. Best Debut Indie is Cocoon. Best Ongoing is Cyberpunk. Best Community Support Baldur's Gate 3. Best Mobile is Honkai. Best VR is Resident Evil Village. Best Action is Armored Core 6. Best Action Adventure is Tears of the Kingdom. Best RPG Baldur's Gate 3. Best Fighting Street Fighter 6. Best Family Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Best Sim is Pikmin 4. Best Sports is Forza Motorsport. Best Multiplayer is Baldur's Gate 3. Innovation is Forza Motorsport. Best Adaptation is Last of Us. Most Anticipated is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Player's Voice, Baldur's Gate 3. And then there was a bunch of esports ones, which I'll skip because I don't really know much about esports. So those were all the award winners. You could kind of tell Baldur's Gate kind of sweeped it.
Yeah.
What's also interesting to note from that is that Spider-Man 3 was nominated 8 times. Sorry, Spider-Man 2 was nominated 8 times, and nobody they didn't win anything. So that was kind of sad.
I mean, Spider-Man 2 was pretty recent, wasn't it? It's like,
Yeah, it's a really recent game, and it's a really good game. So I was surprised, but I mean the competition is like strong.
yeah.
So, but yeah, now that we kind of mentioned the awards, I mean, looking at the list, is there anything you want to talk about? Taking a little break here to talk to you guys about Zencastr. And on this podcast, we use Zencastr to record our podcast. What I love about Zencastr is it's a local recording that gets uploaded to the cloud so that each person recording gets their own high quality recording. So by the end of it, I get individual recordings from each person so that I can edit it together pretty easily. You basically go onto Zencastr, create a room, and then everyone joins, and then recording starts and ends just as simple as that. It's also an all-in-one solution, so you can actually host and publish your podcast straight from Zencastr. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code NOTIMEFORTIMETRAVEL, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experience as I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like Baldur's Gate being like the winner or sweeping most of it, I kind of imagine like people would like it just because of the amount of work was put into it. And there's like a lot of work.
Hmm.
Just because like I remember there like I think me and maybe a few other people, we had like random interviews as well. Like this is like it was for working at Baldur's Gate, and there was like multiple locations, as in there were like companies each in different countries. So like 5 or 6 different companies that worked or that were like Larian-ish sort of thing that worked for were working on Baldur's Gate, and each location was working on a different area of things. So like one would work on like gameplay stuff, one would work on like the mocap performance and stuff. So I'm sure that there's other locations that work on different aspects of things as well. So I'm like, it's a huge team. It's a huge team.
Yeah, no, I mean, just knowing that how much you can do in Baldur's Gate 3, how customizable it is, and how much, yeah, it just seems like there was a lot of work. Just not even like I didn't even play the game. All I
Mhm.
see is just people like playing it and just seeing the abilities of things that they can do. Like, oh,
Mhm.
holy crap! Like that's a ton of work.
Yeah.
Was there any other game you want to talk about?
Uh, I mean, I guess like I'm kind of surprised about Hi-Fi Rush. I mean, I'm really glad because I thought it was really good, and my friend told me that it was really good as well. I only knew from videos that I watched and whatnot, and it just felt like a really fun game. And it's like a rhythm action beat 'em up game. So I think it might be your style too, Tony. At least like in the rhythm department.
Oh yeah, it's on my wish list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, oh, I'm really glad like that it did really well. I'm just surprised that I mean, it doesn't surprise me that it's in best audio since it's a rhythm game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool.
And I mean, looking at the other nominations, I'm like, of course, Hi-Fi Rush would win because it's like Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
And it's like none of those other games are actually rhythm games, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I'm glad it won.
I mean, if it didn't win, that's kind of sad too.
I know. Imagine like best audio design, like Resident Evil 4 beats out Hi-Fi Rush. Like what the heck?
Yeah.
Like a survival horror beats out like a rhythm game for audio design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised like Alan Wake has got a lot of, I guess they would say won best narrative and direction, right? Art direction.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that's cool. And like, it came out fairly recent as well, like maybe 2-3 months ago, something like that. But
Yeah. So it's interesting because Alan Wake, like I've always heard the game Alan Wake, and I didn't realize the first game was like over a decade ago.
yeah,
And this is just part 2.
yeah, yeah. It looked really, I mean, like from what I heard from people and the video I saw, and it looked really cool and interesting. It was just never something that I imagined that I would play just from like random trailers, you know. But if you watch the gameplay, I'm sure it's a lot more enticing to want to play.
Yeah. Like I saw the video. It looks interesting. I don't know if I would play it, but I might just watch playthroughs. Yeah, because I can't commit a lot of time to play anything anymore. So it's a lot of like, oh, is this worth watching someone else play it?
Yeah.
So yeah. What? Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, so I was going to ask Tori, what about you? Like, was there anything on the list that kind of sparked your interest?
I mean, not really. Like the only comment I have is about best fighting game, which is Street Fighter 6, which I mean I agree with because they didn't have that microtransaction hell that Mortal Kombat 1 had.
Mhm.
If Mortal Kombat 1 didn't have that microtransaction hell, I probably would have said that would be the game of the year for fighting games.
Mhm.
But you know, after the Game Awards, Street Fighter 6 announced like their DLC, and it's like, oh my god, so similar to Mortal Kombat 1's pricing points.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh god. So they waited till they won, and then they became Mortal Kombat 1.
Wait a minute. So I remember you told me Nickelodeon, like All-Star Brawl game thing.
Yeah.
That one, you said the second one was the better one, right?
Yeah. And it came out like not too long ago, a few months ago. I saw it was nominated. I'm like, oh man, that was a quick nomination.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I guess, but I guess it's also like a different type of audience, maybe or fighting audience, because Street Fighter fighting style is different from like Brawl.
Yeah, the melee type competitive step play is way different.
Yeah. I don't know how they judge things, but I guess it's I'm surprised that Brawl made up there really in uh,
Eh,
how like late into the season it was.
I mean, considering the other nominations on there, if you look at it, like Pocket Bravery, it's like a pixel fighting game. And then God of Rock just looks weird. Like I've never heard of it until the nomination.
And
And
there were a lot of options.
so when I looked at God of Rock, it's a rhythm-based fighting game where you play as rock stars. They're not even real rock stars, they're fictional. And then you press buttons kind of like DDR style on the screen. And as you do that, you kind of like attack. But like it's supposed to be God of Rock, so it's rock music, but the music is actually not good.
Oh,
It's like it's just is really bad. I don't know.
oh. I'm watching the gameplay right now a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't look great.
Yeah, it's like Puzzle Fighter, but not as good.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
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 It's only like Puzzle Fighter because like the characters are there just to do random animation, like upon like doing a certain syncing up of the action of like the gameplay stuff, but they're not really doing stuff.
Yeah, it's just like this is like under the best fighting game category, and I'm like, well, is Puzzle Fighter considered a fighting game? Because that's a little bit more of a fighting game than this game,
Yeah.
right? And that's
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Puzzle Fighter is not even a fighting game. So I was like, what the hell? So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, those are the choices.
Yeah.
So there weren't many choices this year. If Tekken came out this year, that would have been a better like list of nominations.
Mhm.
But Tekken's coming out, I think, next month or something. So yeah. But I mean, I don't have any other things about the games themselves. I just have a thing to like really gripe about during the Game Awards.
Over.
We probably spoke more about the games than the Game Awards gave the speech people time to give their speech.
That's so sad.
Yeah. For a Game Awards ceremony that's supposed to celebrate, they even said this, it's to celebrate the achievements of the developers. First of all, problem with this Game Awards is like a super commercial thing, right? Kind of ignored the entire like issue this year of the game industry of like layoffs left and right. And it's like, we're going to celebrate the developers, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Don't talk about the layoffs, whatever. But at the same time, are you really celebrating? Because everyone was like, kind of like, it's time to give your acceptance speech, right? And then they come on stage, and within like 10 seconds, then you hear the music playing to try to shoot them off stage.
Oh, it's horrible.
It was like so bad. It was so annoying. And here's something on top of that, right? Last year, Christopher Judge, the guy who voiced Kratos and played Teal'c on Stargate, he won the award for best actor for a video game or something performance. Last year, he gave an overly long speech, like crazy. It was 8 minutes. And this year, when he came on stage to present an award, right when he stepped on stage, as a joke, they played the music. And it was just like a joke, right? To play the music of like shooting him off stage right away. But then they stopped. Of course, it was just a bit. But then that bit was actually what happened the rest of the show.
Wow.
Like
foreshadowing.
Yeah, like yeah, and yeah, and also celebrating developers. Okay, so Christopher Judge actually said to the audience, "Fun fact: my speech last year was longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign." I'm like, whoa. Okay, well, cool. I don't mind him like insulting Call of Duty because the games have been like questionable for a while right now, but at the same time, you're at the developers like you're celebrating the developers and you just insulted them too. So, like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he also did like something else. Like, he said, "Oh yeah, and that's another company I'll never work for," which is like kind of like a subtle like burn to Activision, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so annoyed because like those speeches, like they got up, barely talked, and then kind of shoot off so that there will be time for like the next trailer announcement or the next celebrity guest, Timothy Chalamet, whatever. And like what the hell, and they spent like a lot of time giving like Hideo Kojima to talk about his upcoming game. Like it became like a whole like just commercial, like I don't know. It just pissed me off. And sometimes I don't like I don't really have time to watch these things live, so I would kind of watch it after the fact and read the responses of people after the fact. And I'd be kind of affected by people's like opinions. In this moment, I was watching it live and just getting pissed off, and then after the fact, I was like seeing online, like, oh, my mentality is actually the same as everyone else.
Oh,
So I was like not like affected by what other people were thinking. I was already thinking this myself independently. So yeah, it was just like so annoying. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's why like every time there's like a game award, I don't really imagine, like it's hard for me to like it's like the award itself is always like kind of like something on the back burner. And it was more how I felt it was just always like a game preview, kind of like E3 sort of thing, like upcoming games, that sort of thing. So that's why I was like, oh, I never had the sense, even though I never watched it. I always been like, oh, because during that time, it just feels like there's all the talk is like, oh, have you seen this upcoming game during the Game Awards? Have you seen this upcoming game? And then the nomination and the list and stuff, it's just like, oh, yeah, by the way, these are the one that got awards.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, I agree. Like it's been like that in the past years too. But I feel like this year was just way worse because I've seen the previous years too. This year was just like, okay, the part that got me really annoyed was towards the end of the show before they announced the game of the year, the actual like game of the year. You know, when I just told you earlier about like, Street Fighter 6, winning like game of the year, there was like a slew of like maybe 8 or 10 awards, right? Where they just the host basically just read off the list of who got nominated and then said the winner is so and so, and then moved on to the next one. There was no pause, like at all.
It's kind of like how we did at the beginning of this podcast.
No, it was exactly like that. It was exactly like that. But this was in the award show.
I know. Great reenactment, Tony.
Yeah. It was like that. Exactly like that. And it was like they didn't even get time to do their speeches. They were just in the audience. And then you just hear people cheering, like, yeah, Street Fighter 6, but that was it. And then now, like, if you go online, there's like all these things about like, oh, these are the acceptance speeches that the developers tweeted out that they did not get a chance to say because they were not given the chance to. Like, what the hell is going on?
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah. So, oh my God. It was like, oh my God. But like I said, we spent more time talking about the games than they even had time to.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are still spending more time talking about the games. Oh man. Yeah. I guess positive thing is like there was like the final award that Timothy Chalamet presented like right before they announced Game of the Year was the nominations, and they had a live orchestra playing. And then there's one guy from last year in the orchestra. He was like the flute guy. He was like a meme because he was like going like crazy, just like switching all these different wind instruments and playing like his life depended on it. He was back this year. And his performance was just still as crazy. Because Diallo was just like watching it too, like my wife, and then she was just like, "Oh, this is interesting. This guy is like playing like 10 different instruments. What's going on?" So it was fun watching him to like just go crazy like that. So you should probably look up like the flute guy from the last performance at Game Awards.
We're trying to get up like flute guy is the word.
Yeah.
So nice. Yeah, it's out of those.
Did he?
It's just sitting by a flute, and there's this guy gave away. I'm like, all right.
Oh, I did that too. Flute, and then it automatically completed.
Yeah.
YouTube thing is that flute guy goes hard again.
Oh man, it's great. I'm gonna watch it later. So
yeah, he's pretty crazy. He's never played a video game in his life, but like his thing is like music is music. So, yeah, he's a composer too.
oh, okay. That's
Yeah. Simu Liu announced the game, and we're getting to announcements. I don't really care much about the announcements during that time. There was one game. Okay, so Simu Liu announced a game. I don't really remember what it was. It was some kind of RTS game that he played a part in. Do you care about that? You want to talk about that? I don't know.
personally no, don't really care.
Okay. Next, the company that did No Man's Sky. So their announcement was pretty cool. The graphics and trailer left me underwhelmed, but the announcement of the game was pretty cool in that you're like, okay, well, we made this No Man's Sky game, but what about procedurally generating one entire world and planet that feels like a large ass planet? That you can actually see a mountain and it will feel like it's a full on mountain and not a video game mountain. And they showed the trailer. It's a cool idea. Lots of questions about how it works, but I'd be very interested in seeing that game. It's just funny. The game was called it's something similar to No Man's Sky. It's like Light No Flame. Is that it? Hold on. Light No Fire. Light No Fire.
I like just how like it was. Yeah, it's just like how it's named.
Yeah.
It's like caveman talking. Like fire.
Just like the first game, right? No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think every game they're making will have the word "no" in it somehow. It's like next one, No Way Home. Yeah, it'll be a multiverse game. Oh man, yeah, it's set in a fantasy planet the size of Earth, and it's a survival sandbox. I don't know. It sounds pretty massive.
Isn't like No Man's Sky already like a survival sandbox?
It is, but the planets don't feel like full-on planets because you can explore a planet pretty quickly.
Oh, okay.
Where this one, they're focused on one actual giant planet.
So it's going to be a different game completely, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, this will probably be the closest we'll get to an Oasis, like from a Ready Player One.
Ready One, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's really the only highlight I kind of like remember from the announcements. I know there's a new game that Hideo Kojima is doing. Kojima Game Awards. Yeah, Kojima and Jordan Peele are making a game called OD or something like that.
Overdose?
I was thinking that. Is it? Because I think it's Overdose, but let me check. Brand new game called OD. Let's see. I see some people say it's called Overdose. It's a creepy trailer. I mean, it reminds me of that one time when he made the Silent Hills game called PT, and PT just stood for playable trailer. But then PT in real life is physical therapy. So maybe OD, there's also another term for it.
Maybe he just came up in the name for a name when he was overdosed with something.
Yeah. Or maybe when he was on drugs, OD. Yes. I mean, that's also a name that Jordan Peele would come up with. I'm actually kind of like looking forward to it just to see what Kojima and Jordan Peele come up with because they're both crazy like people.
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know any other announcements. Do you remember any other announcements? I don't really.
Well, not really an announcement, but I think I just started seeing people play it more. Was they told you like Lego Fortnite, where it became a sandbox, where like the more like Lego. I saw this looks fun and interesting, and it's just kind of cool to see how the Fortnite that we knew just grew and became its own entity sort of thing.
But it's like, it makes sense because Lego and Fortnite, you build things. Of course, Lego.
Yeah. Like, it's great. It makes sense because like that, when you think about like technically as well, right? Like Legos, you build things, and in Fortnite, you build things. Like everything's already there. Like the system's already there. It's like, it makes so much sense that and it shouldn't. Hopefully, it's not as hard to like recreate everything as well. And I saw that, and I was like, I saw people play it, and I was like, wow, this is kind of cool because they had a system where it's kind of similar to like the new Breath of the Wild, where people just build contraptions, put together, and then have at it, and just let it go off. It's just that physics do this thing. I was like, oh wow, this is really cool, and I just hope like I think I might have told you this. Is like my nephew, like he likes watching Fortnite and plays that sort of thing, but at the same time, that's like not my type of game. But with Lego Fortnite, it's more of my jam because it's more like into like survival or sandbox, and that's something I could see more. Like, oh, it'll be something to kind of cool. Like I think for like the gaming industry, but would it be like because Fortnite's more like a lot of kids, from what I heard, But now with
Yeah.
Lego Fortnite, it brings more generation together in a less toxic environment, I hope.
Yeah, I don't know about generation. I mean,
Well,
there's
it's hope. It's hope.
have you played League of Legends? Come on.
But yeah, but there's the competitive stuff. The competitive, like, yeah, for sure. You're definitely going to be more toxic. Fortnite for sure is going to be toxic, but that's why Lego Fortnite is about collaborating. But I'm sure there's toxic people that would just go in and destroy stuff as well. It's like the kid that
Yeah.
breaks down your Lego box or your Lego building. Literally.
I wonder when they're gonna do like a Minecraft Fortnite collaboration.
I don't know. From what I saw, it just felt like Minecraft with an Lego mod. That's what
Yeah.
it seems like because they're not far off.
Yeah. Because it's also building things too.
Yeah, Minecraft is essentially Lego. So
But yeah, I mean, it'd probably be easier to get a DLC for Fortnite as Minecraft instead of the other way around. Mostly because of graphics, I guess. I don't know. Fun thing. You know the game Dave the Diver, right?
Yeah.
And of course you know Dredge. So Dave the Diver is getting a DLC in the world of Dredge. So that's gonna be interesting.
it's funny because I think when you told me about Dredge the other day, I was just thinking, man, Dredge is cool, but I think I like Dave the Diver more. And they're both like fishing games-ish sort of thing. But now that you said it, like, oh man, that'll be a very fun crossover for sure.
Yeah. So Dave the Diver is he's gonna explore the depths of the world of Dredge. So I'm like, wait a minute.
It'll be awesome. Can't wait
Yeah.
for it, actually.
So that sounds fun. Sega announced that they're bringing back Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, and Crazy Taxi, which I'm kind of like. I mean, I love those games as a kid. I don't know if my nostalgia is enough to make me excited for them now.
Street of Rage stuff?
Yeah, Streets of Rage and Golden Axe and Shinobi.
Yeah.
Like they're bringing all of them back. So I don't know.
I think one of the games that my friend showed me the trailer of is called Harmonium. And it's really interesting. It's from what it seems, it's just like a musical game. It feels like the protagonist or the female protagonist was mute or something. So it was kind of cool because you know how the games have subtitles. So when they do like the subtitles and everything, I was like, oh, it kind of makes sense. It makes exact sense actually. It's just playing along with, and there's no voice acting needed probably for those sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It just looks interesting for me. I don't know if it's good or not.
Yeah, I mean, I just gotta wait for those. I saw I saw announcements for the stuff. Like I'm like, it's interesting, but I don't know. Like, there's a new. So there's a new Blade game coming out, and it's being made by Arcane Lion. Which I was just like, why is Arcane doing a Marvel game? Are they the ones that made For Honor? Let me check. Arcane Lion. Arcane made Deathloop. Did they do? What was the other game that they did? They had like a Game of the Year a few years ago.
No, I don't remember.
Dishonored. Sorry, not For Honor. Dishonored.
Oh.
Yeah. Now they're making a Marvel game, so that's interesting, and it's a Blade game. So I don't know. It's There was a few announcements. I was like, yeah. Twisted Metal 2. Anthony Mackie came out and announced that they're doing a Twisted Metal season 2, which I'm excited for because the first season was pretty well done.
What? I didn't know there was a show already. That was like in the works.
Oh no, it's been out. You should watch it.
Okay,
it's good. I enjoyed it. Okay. I think mostly because like Anthony Mackie and then Sweet Tooth, like they are just like wacko characters. So it was done well.
Okay, yeah, I think that and probably Last of Us I'm to check out eventually.
Oh yeah, Last of Us won the award for a best adaptation.
Yeah, so hopefully
it definitely was. Yeah, Last of Us definitely was really good.
Okay.
That's the game. Simu revealed the game is called Stormgate. Hey, Stormgate, like Stargate.
Okay.
Yeah, it was weird because he kept talking about Stargate and talking about like, the Terran Protoss and the Zerg Rush and dropping all the terms that we would know of playing Stargate Yorktown. And then they revealed this game called Stormgate, and I'm like, what?
So did you mean StarCraft?
What?
Did you mean StarCraft?
Oh yeah, StarCraft and Stargate. You know, like the Protoss Stargate.
Yeah.
So I was just like, Stormgate. Yeah,
That's how it came together.
I know. It's like, hey, let's take our Protoss like unit here and change one word and call it our new game. No, let's take Psionic Storm and mix it with the Stargate to create Stormgate. Yeah. Okay. I think that's everything from the Game Awards and my complaints about it. Let me see. I think we had some questions. Let me pull it up. Where was it? Question. Oh yeah. So Sir Tater Tot from Super Best Friend Video Game Sleepover says, "What confused celebrity should give a speech next year? Who would be interesting as a confused celebrity trying to give a speech about video games?"
Thinking. So I'm thinking Tom Holland, just because like he'll reveal a lot of secrets for us, and they'll work out like as a beneficial thing, because the Game Awards tends to have a lot of trailers and everything, right? So when Tom Holland just go up there, it's like, oh yeah, I tried it, blah blah blah, and then that'll be like,
yeah, and then it's like, oh, I guess you guys can't show the trailers now, so let's go to the actual awards.
It's just just spoilers all around. Might as well.
Yeah. Man, I was thinking on the opposite side of like someone older that has no idea about video games, like someone that's just so like out of the loop. I was gonna say Joe Biden.
Oh, that confused.
Yeah. Oh man, imagine that.
Man, that'd be like, I kind of just want, since a lot of things are like digitally now, I actually don't mind if we just have like awards announced by like AI, just in the voice of certain people. Because you know how like there's like AI stuff for like a whole bunch of celebrities, right? Like, with certain stories. It's kind of hilarious. So I feel like that would be better, just because like there's like script writers can write stuff out, and then it would just be done by those people, and it'll be more of a casual, for fun sort of thing.
You know what's funny? You mentioned that yesterday I saw this video comparing Megan Fox's voice acting in Mortal Kombat to an AI voice acting. And the AI voice acting sounded way better than Megan Fox. Megan Fox sounded like an AI.
Oh.
Yeah, I just saw that yesterday, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's believable because she really just phoned it in on Mortal Kombat 1. Let me see. Megan Fox versus AI. I saw it. Man, I can't find it now. I just saw it yesterday. Oh, here it is. Let me send you the link here. Yeah, I just sent it to you. Get your live reaction right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, the AI stuff also has like a filter on it as well. It sounds kind of cooler.
Oh, I mean, I was not even thinking about that. I was just thinking about the intonation.
I agree. The acting is not better.
Yeah, it was terrible every time the character in Natara had to talk in the game when I was playing it, because I'm like, oh my god, like, yeah. And then I watched Expendables 3 that Megan Fox was in, and I had to suffer more.
I'm gonna guess 4.
4. Expendables 4, yeah, 4.
Okay.
Which, by the way, was not a good movie. It became a Jason Statham. Okay, so Jason Statham. Okay, side topic. Jason Statham took over the movie because Sylvester Stallone wanted to leave the series and hand it off to him because he had creative differences. Yeah. And then, so Expendables is supposed to be a movie about like a whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the climax of the movie, it was just a generic Jason Statham action movie. Like literally all the other characters got shipped off on the boat, and it was just Jason Statham by himself.
Oh.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like what's going on here? And they casted really good people like Iko Uwais and Tony Jaa. Like,
oh, good job.
Yeah, but then Tony Jaa was shipped on another boat away. I'm like, what's going on? And then I was looking forward to a fight between Tony Jaa and Iko Uwais because they were on opposite teams. But no, the final fight was Jason Statham versus Iko. And it was a very short fight. It was just a terrible movie. Like, I don't know. Anyway, side topic complaint. Don't watch that movie. If you do, just go watch the clips, and they're not even that great. Yeah. I don't know, where was I going with this? Anyway, I think that was like our question about which confused celebrity next year. I guess Jason Statham. Jason Statham would be another one. He'd be he'd be confused. Or Sylvester Stallone, actually. That actually makes sense too. Or Arnold. Arnold makes sense. Oh gosh, Arnold. That's actually perfect.
I feel like he'll be cool. I don't know if he'll be confused.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he'll do his homework.
Yeah. All right. The next question we have is kind of a silly one from Taco Douglas. Why is Golden Grahams the best cereal? Which I totally forgot about Golden Grahams and how much I love them until this question. So now I want to go get Golden Grahams.
I'm trying to remember Golden Grahams. Hold on. Is
They're
that the
like-
square one or is it the bear one?
It's the square kind of curvy ones that are like honey flavored.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
All right, Jordy. Since you have experience, I'm gonna make random arguments just for just for the sake of arguments, but I don't have any backing behind it. But
Okay.
what's your real reason behind it? Because you have the first-hand experience.
The crunchy and sweet flavor that makes the milk also taste sweet. And then you don't even need to eat it as a cereal. You can eat it as a snack because they just feel like, kind of like crunchy, like chips, I guess.
Mhm.
And they're, I don't know. They're good. They're easy
So-
to hold too. Like if you're eating them as snacks.
Yeah. It looks. Hold on. Well, do you remember if it had like any selling point like in the commercials? I don't remember the commercials.
No, I didn't really need to because I don't think it had like a really like a mascot or anything. I think I was searching for it. I think the tagline for Golden Grams was just "Oh, Golden Grams." That was the whole tagline.
What is like misinterpreted? And it's like, oh,
I know.
it's like more traumatized than actually like, oh, Golden Grams.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was something like pretty generic like that because I was trying to search for a tagline and I couldn't find one. That was the only thing I found. Like, or oh, those Golden Grams or something like that. Something super generic. And I never really, I don't remember any mascot with it. I remember the other cereal mascots, but the ones that had mascots, I don't remember liking as much. Like maybe Lucky Charms, but without the marshmallows, Lucky Charms is like nothing.
Yeah.
Tricks or whatever, it's fine. I really hated Fruit Smacks, and they had the frog that was the mascot.
Oh, yeah, that one. What about Kicks?
Sorry,
or
it was
Pops?
called Smacks. Never mind. Which one?
Kicks or Pop?
I like Kicks, but
Yeah.
it was slightly sweet. And which one was the other one you said?
Pop. That was really
Pops.
sweet. Yeah.
Pops. Corn Pops. Corn Pops.
I think so. Maybe Corn Pops?
Or was that the one with the frog? I can't remember.
No. That one is just like a yellow kernel. No, there's no mascot.
Oh, I mean, that one's fine, but it gets really soggy and chewy in the milk after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a corn-based one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Golden Grams were great. Not cornflakes. That's Frosted Flakes. But yeah, I'm a Tony, and I'm born in the year of the tiger. But I like Golden Grams.
I think a paid sponsor.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I don't know. Should we move on to the next question?
Yes.
Okay, next thing was John Loyola was asking us what is our personal game of the year.
Trying to remember what game came out this year.
What game came out and played this year? I think that narrows the list down to Dredge for you.
Yeah. I saw games too, but yeah, Dredge, and there was Dave the Diver, I think.
Oh yeah, Dave the Diver.
Yeah. So in that case, it's probably gonna be Dave the Diver. But I actually started playing a game called While the Iron's Hot, which is like a blacksmithing game.
Oh, I thought it sounded more like a hot potato game.
Yeah. What? It's like like the iron's hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's other games that looks really cool. I'm trying to see like which one was actually out this year though. Uh, oh yeah, I saw Remnant 2 was out. I would have liked that one if I played it. I played Remnant 1 and that was really fun for me. My friends were playing Remnant 2 and they were really enjoying it. It's like an expansion, I guess, more or less, just different world. So I really like that game.
Remnant?
Yeah, Remnant. It's like a first person shooter. It's not really survival, but you fight a lot of cool bosses.
My gosh, the cover art looks scary.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like it's like semi creepy, but not like it's like Eldritch creepy, not the jump scare creepy. So it's really cool.
Can you okay, so go ahead and Google the Enchantress from Suicide Squad. When I saw the picture of Remnant 2's cover art, it reminded me of this character exactly, with the whole half halo on the head.
Oh,
I was like exactly the same. Like, what the heck?
oh yeah. The creature design stuff are really cool. I think that they're very similar to Elden Ring-ish sort of thing, but a little bit more. Yeah. But had I played it, I think that probably would have been the one. But since I played Dave the Diver, I think that's probably my jam. Very chill, very cozy, very relaxing until like just start spamming buttons to pick up fish. Well, what was you doing? Which one would you have? Would be your personal favorite?
What games have I played this year? I mean, for sure, I played Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 1.
Did you play
Those-
Spider-Man 2?
I did not actually. I'm still not done with Spider-Man 1 from PS4 many years ago. Yeah, I mean the games I actually purchased full price upon release were only Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. I can't remember what other. Oh, I think I got some indie games.
You got Brawl, right? You got the Nickelodeon Brawl thing.
I did not.
Oh, that you ordered.
No, I was looking into it, but then the sale price was only on the base game. So I was like, no, I'm not doing this again. I'm still suffering through it in Mortal Kombat. So,
I saw like Hogwarts. I thought Hogwarts is like this year as well. The Harry Potter.
oh yeah, that game didn't get nominated for anything.
Yeah, surprised because that would do really well. A lot of people were liking it.
It was hyped up like crazy.
Yeah. Avatar, The Frontier, Pandora. That game's
Yeah,
out.
I didn't play any of those. What the heck did I buy? I bought a ton during the Steam sale. Where's my Steam account? Let me see here. Yeah, when I got the Steam Deck and then the Steam sale happened, I got a ton of games, but they might have been old games.
Oh, yeah.
30XX was fine. It wasn't like good enough for me to play longer.
Was it this year?
I think it was the final 1.0 release was this year.
Oh, really?
But before that, it was like still early access.
Oh, they got it. Like officially, it was this year.
Wait a minute. I have Counter-Strike 2 on my... Wait a minute. Why do I have Counter-Strike 2 on my list and it says I played 8.9 hours of it? Hold on. What is this? Wait, did they just take an old Counter-Strike game and then they updated it to Counter-Strike 2 for free?
Maybe.
I'm so confused. Because they announced that Counter-Strike 2 as its own game, remember?
Yeah.
But then now I have it and it says I already played it. It says I had this game since 2012. Oh my gosh, so Counter-Strike 2 is a free update.
Yeah. That's a surprise.
That's cool. Huh. That's cool. It's big enough of an update for them to actually call it Counter-Strike 2. Oh, it's a free upgrade to CS:GO. So I had Counter-Strike Global Offensive and this updates it to the current gen with new physics, new rendering, new maps, everything new, like a new game, but free.
That's kind of cool. Free game.
Man, I was actually ready to buy it too if they were going to announce it to like be purchased. I didn't know this was a free update. Okay, that's a random side thing I found out. Yeah, I'm looking at my game list. Yeah, I think if I had to choose a game, it would probably be Street Fighter 6 as well, not Mortal Kombat 1. I was going to say I probably played a ton of Vampire Survivors, but
Oh
that game was
yeah,
20. Yeah, that game was 2022.
yeah, it's last year.
Yeah, I can't believe
Glad
it's
you
in
got
my.
addicted.
I can't believe it's playable in my Tesla right now.
I'm so glad you're addicted. You're welcome,
Yeah,
Tony.
yeah. I still can't find a similar game to it that is just as fun. The
Oh,
other
I can
ones
find you games. I've seen a lot of games that are similar to it.
I've tried many of them, but I don't like them.
Oh,
There are aspects of Vampire Survivors that I want other games to take, like the ability to withdraw and your money and reuse it for other power ups. Like that thing, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I tried playing Hades this year. It's fun. I just haven't
think
played
you
much
like
of it. What?
I feel like you won't like it because it's I'm not sure if you would like it or not.
I liked it until I got frustrated.
Yeah, but that's like the whole game. It gets harder and harder, and you're gonna be really frustrated.
Yeah.
What made it frustrating for you though? What made it frustrating?
Trying to figure out what to do. I got to a point where like I had no idea how to move forward. Like I thought I got everything, and I thought I was able to. I thought I completed that whatever that area was, and I had no idea what to do to move forward.
Oh,
Yeah, if I'm playing a action adventure game, I don't like puzzles in there. Just
Yeah.
let me destroy things and move on.
yeah. Keep it simple or turn off the brain sort of thing.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I don't like. There's a time and place for like puzzle solving, and that's escape rooms. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, my game of the year would be Street Fighter 6.
Cool.
All right. Let me see. We have some time for game time. Probably a few minutes here. I'll do. How about this? I will give you some descriptions, and you tell me what game it is, and the game that I'll be describing, or any of the games that are nominated for any awards.
Oh, that okay.
Just really quick, just a few of them. What's the opposite of asleep?
Awake, out and awake.
Yeah. What is what happens when you cry for the queen?
Mourn.
What comes out of your eyes when you cry?
Tears of is this out of tears of the king.
Yes. This is a place, a sci-fi sounding place where nobody can hear you scream.
Asylum.
It's sci-fi though. Think of a sci-fi place.
Sci-fi space, deep space.
Close.
Deep space.
What's the game? What's the game with the word space in it?
That's how they think of deep space. No space or
I'll just tell you, it's Dead Space.
oh, dead space.
Yeah. Man, some of these game names, man, they're so weird. What's the name of that thing that you, as a kid, you would like put the little like circular projection piece into it, and then you like put it on your eyes and you look at it, and you click on the side, it changes the image. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it's called.
Oh, okay. Darn. Yeah, it's called Viewfinder.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah. How about this game that just got a Lego partnership?
Lego Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite. How about when someone goes to prison, they're given one what that they can use to communicate to someone?
Phone call. Call
Okay.
of the dead. Call of Duty.
I didn't realize there was like a lot of games with the word call in it.
I'm just thinking of names sometimes, so I don't know if it's actually. Call of the Mountain.
Yes, Call of the Mountain.
Yes, I worked on that.
Yeah, I was like, on this? Like,
that's the only reason I could remember.
Yeah, because I'm like, wait, fire sprite. Didn't you use? Let's see. What is Kratos?
Oh, that's a question. No.
Yeah, but what is Kratos? But if he was in a band,
Roth. Okay.
What?
God of Roth. Roth.
Yes,
God.
God of Rock. This one's. I forgot about this game. when you're not telling the truth, what is it?
Lies of Pi.
Lies of P, but
Or Lies of P. Dang it.
yeah. This game is a space game from Bethesda that everybody kept dropping from playing because they just all said it's so boring. It's a recent game.
Oh, Starfield.
Yes, Starfield.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what happened, but everybody has been saying that's such a boring game. I mean, there's some people that love it, like because it's exploration, but there's also a lot of people that don't. So, and actually, side note, I think someone complained to Bethesda, and Bethesda responded in an email, but basically saying, "There's so much stuff to do. We're so sorry, but there's like you can do this, you can do this." So basically, they're just saying like, "No, it's not boring. You are." So, let me see. Oh, one more. This is the sequel to the game that I get frustrated on.
Hades.
Hades
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hades 2.
Yeah, it's not out yet, but yeah. Okay, cool. That was it.
And I like how like in the beginning you were saying you can describe some of the games, and it's just playing Taboo. Taboo where we just try to make it sound like it, but not really.
Yeah, I was questioning what I should do. I figured that it'd probably be easier to describe it because you probably don't know the plot points of the games, right?
No, I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And this what we all were doing anyways, it's fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the last episode of the year. We actually only released, 11 or 12 episodes this year? Not many. But we had some good ones. We had like that interview with Sam.
Sam.
So that was a good one. So hopefully,
yeah. You know what's funny? We always say like this is the last episode of the year, and then a few days later, this is the last episode of the year. But really, it's just released later. We'll record a few days afterwards.
I know that happened with the year that we talked about Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, it happens a few times.
Yeah, because that episode where we talked about it and we were just like speculating and making guesses about Andrew and Toby coming back.
Yeah.
And that was like the last episode of the year. And a few days later, addendum, they actually confirmed what we said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's no time for time travel. We traveled to the future, came back, and just predicted it.
Yeah. All right. Well, if we don't talk to you guys for the rest of the year, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and see you in 2024.
And just one last note, Epic Games is having their yearly mystery game. So each, I believe, day or something like that.
Oh yeah, Christmas
they have a free
countdown.
Game. Yeah, Christmas countdown. So you want free games at Epic Store, feel free to just log in every day and just grab a game.
I should probably do that and never play them.
Me neither. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Okay. No time for time travel. Signing off. Hurdy going Warp Speed. See ya.
Bye.
I loved Power Glove.
Come with me if you want to live.
I loved Power Glove.
No time for time travel.